Hello everyone, welcome back to another video about my custom frames. In the previous videos I showed you some of the blueprints for the frames that I built, and my carbon fiber arrived, and I did a few samples. That's what I did. Looks terrible, but this was after I did some research with these kinds of frames, the X frames. I mean, it's not really polished, so you can see at the holes, the motor holes, it looks a little bit shoddy. Yeah, but after doing my research, enough research, I realized that I'd rather spend my carbon fiber on something that's worthwhile, a design that's worthwhile. So these designs are out, and it's because designs like this usually cause vibrations. They contribute to the vibrations that you see in your camera, the jello, and that's something that not many people actually realize. But especially when it comes to digital cameras are very sensitive, so they tend to pick up vibrations quite easily. And also because of the latency, when you have low latency, it's harder to see vibrations because it almost looks instant or live. But when you have a delay in latency, you're going to be able to pick up vibrations, and I think that's why with digital cameras. So I realized that, hey, this not good. So went back to the drawing board, and I designed. So of course, with the bigger quads and bigger props, a quad is going to be able to fly a little better with especially with these the bigger you get, the better they fly with the X shape. The better they fly with the with digital cameras. I mean, then you just have to worry about your mounting, the softening of the mount. But I've done my research, and I realized that vibrations usually come through from the motors all the way to the frame, and that frame needs to be sturdy, like really strong. And I realized that a platform like this, that is actually way better. Instead of using an X shape like that for a motor mount, well, for an analog quad it doesn't matter, it will still fly good. Analog cameras will fly good with such. But if you want to build something that can go both analog and digital, going like this is better. The motors, as you can see here, the motors are held by one strand, but here you have two strands that hold the motors, and that lessens the vibrations that will come from the motors, from the propellers. So I redesigned these. I discarded that. I don't think I'm going to make such frames. So I sat down, I redesigned, and had to test. So I created this, and I call it the WINGSUIT. The WINGSUIT, it's a 2-inch prop, and it's a 75 millimeter quad. So this is the WINGSUIT 75, the Butterfly 75, the Butterfly 75. Almost like the WINGSUIT, if you can see. So this is a proper X, this is a squashed X or a K, or a WINGSUIT like. This is a K or squashed X, but I prefer calling it the wingsuit because, I mean, look at that. Looks like a wingsuit. So anyways, I had to build and reduce most of the weight by leaving such grooves, and vibrations actually have to come out of that. So at the end of the day, what you have gets better. So yeah, I also did this. This is a 2.5 inch frame, but it flies with 3-inch props, so it's almost compact. So but it's an X, but with 2 of, yeah. I haven't tested this, but I'll probably test this and share the video. I'm not looking at creating more of this size. I needed a quick frame, so I designed this. So this is more personal than, you know, to share here, but I just wanted to share that I carved this out of carbon fiber. This didn't take me a long time. This took me about an hour and so, because I use a Dremel, and I used the Dremel just to cut these out, and the rest I filed by hand. But if I use the Dremel to file and all that, it can take me over, yeah, I'd say an hour or 50 minutes. So I eventually carved this one out. This one I'm done with that, and I'm now carving this out. You know, tomorrow I'll be finishing this one. So this, I put it on a quad. So this is the frame. It's completely done. It's 3 millimeters thick. I got all the components of my custom 75 build, and I put them on this frame, and I can tell you it flies really well. It flies really good. It's a little bit heavy because it's a 3 millimeter. The thing that led me to start building my own frames was this. It's a 2 millimeter frame from the Pavo 20. I mean, it's not that strong and it's not that weak. I mean, if you really care for your quad, then you can literally fly this around and be safe. I have bashed it, I've done stuff to it, and thing flies okay. But the advantage of it being 3 inches, I wanted 2 millimeter. I couldn't get 2 millimeter carbon fiber plates, but I'm going to order some to do this same version in 2 millimeters, and then because I want it to be light. This one, if I'm to weigh it weighs, let's try to weigh this. This weighs 5.91 grams. This, I tested it. It is twice that. It, because of an extra millimeter of thickness. I mean, you can see this thing is a tank, but it flies good too. It weighed 10 millimeters, grams. So I want to do a version that is 2 millimeters, exactly the same. I mean, you can see this frame, it looks really good. I didn't polish it much because I wanted to test it. So yeah, that's what I created. Sketch this on a carbon fiber, it's perfect. And yeah, this is how big it is. It is the same as this quad, 70 millimeters, 75 millimeters, 75. So I I did that, and today was a Sunday. I was carving this out, which is this version. Right now it's still heavy because I'm still carving it. I haven't carved out all the holes. Right now it's 18.71, but it's gonna get light. This whole quad weighs 38.7 grams, you know, with the 3mm. And you see, the thing that the good things I can say about this frame is it is strong. If you break this, trust me, I'll respect you as a basher, trust me, because this is really strong. And when I sell these, this is gonna be more expensive than you know, the lighter one, the 2mm one. So yeah, because this is thicker, it takes longer to carve this out. It's harder to carve this out. I mean, you know, it takes time and skill and patience to carve these frames by hand. But yeah, I was able to do that. So this is the latest that I'm testing, and this will be the next, you know, to cut out, and then I'll also share my thoughts on this and its flight. So yeah, that's basically what I'm working with right now. So these frames, these X shaped frames with a one strand, I will not bother building those. They are not worth it, according to my research. And I'm yet to test more, you know, to do more tests with digital quads. Then I can be able to share something, especially with the O3, with the O4 air unit. I would love to create frames compatible for that, because I know that a frame can contribute much to, you know, even besides the camera mounts, the camera mount itself, also the frame. The frame really matters. So yeah, all the frames I've seen out there with the O4 air unit that have less jello, if you look at their designs, you will see what I mean. So the other thing is, this frame right here, the reason why I preferred this was the props not being in view. So you can still see the props in view, but they are like, if you look at my camera, they are like that size, like right there. And yeah, it's them being transparent props. When you fly, when they start, they turn invisible. You can't really see them. It's just so amazing. So it looks like there's no props in view, and it's an analog quad. This is an analog quad. So yeah, when we get to the digital VTX, we shall also see that. I'm hoping to get an O4 sometime, but I'm also still gambling whether I should get one or not, because you know of the stuff I'm seeing about the O4, you know, the O4 Lite. I mean, is it worth it? Is it not? But I believe if you want to fly digital, you would have to go for frames like these, open props, because they're strong and sturdy. So I mean, you can see even under there, the Beta FPV flight controller with the for the Meteor 65 with its USB port. You can see it right there that it has space for the port. So we should I should be sharing now some flight footage, and we see if it has prop wash, because I believe because of the weight we might have some prop wash. With this light frame there was no prop wash. I mean, for the most part, when I was using tri-blades. With bi-blades, there still wasn't noticeable prop wash, but I'm yet to find out with a digital VTX, with a digital VTX and camera. That will be a different story because they have lower latency. So with a lower latency, I'm sure it might be noticeable. But I can't also say that it will be noticeable because, I mean, these frames really fly good. This flies really good. This flies really good. The advantage of this is sending it through the wind. Because of that added 1 millimeter, this thing can fly through the wind properly. It just goes. This was also trying to manage the wind, but not as good as this. Because of that extra weight, this goes really well. So let's see some flight footage, and then we can share some more thoughts. I can share more thoughts on the outcome. Alright, I went out and tried to fly. As you can see, I'm testing the response, the responsiveness of the quad, and so far everything was flying okay. I mean, it rolls good, it's steady in the wind, but of course, you know, everyone has to ask that question: can it acro? The rolls were fine, and the loops were fine, just a little bit quicker compared to a normal X shaped. And here, right there, we had some prop wash, as you saw right there, you know, when I was trying to fetch it, and that was because of the weight. The frame is 3 millimeters. Right there again, you can see me fetching it, and you can see that there's some prop wash. So basically, because of the 3 millimeter thickness, which made it strong, and it's a tank right there, unfortunately also makes it a little bit heavier. So basically, fetching it, it easily falls out of the sky if you cut off the throttle, and but it's responsive, like it's really responsive. You have to understand, I'm using very old batteries to fly this, and yeah, my remote is a basic one, the Beta FPV Light Radio 3. So yeah, but for cruising it's really fine at that weight, at 3 millimeters of thickness. It's really fine for cruising. I mean, the quad was really stable, and just to check out maybe another flight. Now this is a flight I did in the neighborhood. Yeah, that's my workstation right there. I set off and it's quite responsive. This is after I had scraped it down to 2 millimeters. The quad feels really light when you're flying it. And right there, I'm gonna fetch it. As you can see, there is no prop wash there when I was fetching it. So, you know, fetching its weight when you're doing a dive right now is so much better. nothing compared to what it was before. So at 2mm it's easy to fetch, you don't see any prop wash, and yeah, it's still the WINGSUIT 75. So this is just interesting. I was almost giving up on this after the first flight, but as you can see right there's no prop wash. I mean, it's the battery that's old, because it's sagging. The batteries are really old, so they're sagging really fast. That's why the flight is so short. But fetching the quad is quite easy right now. Alright guys, these are my final remarks on the WINGSUIT 75. This frame really flies well. After I sanded it down to 2mm. Of course, it's not going to be as very strong as it was before. That 1 extra millimeter made it a tank, and unfortunately a bit heavier. In the FPV world, people are looking for lighter and lighter drones, and I want to be within that confinement of lightweight builds. So this build weighs 38 grams, as you saw earlier, and that's because it's actually, I sanded it down actually up to 2.5 grams. It's 2.5, so it's like a 2.5 millimeters from 3. So I only lost like a 0.5 millimeter, but it made a very big difference. So now I'm looking at producing these in 2 millimeters, nothing more. And 3 millimeters will be for the bigger size. So I'm going to look at producing the WINGSUIT 75, then the WINGSUIT, I think 3 inch. I don't think I will go 2 inches or 2.5. I'll stop at 75. And the 3, I would love for that to be digital, a digital one. But the quad flies really well. The canopy, as you can see, is a Beta FPV one. Plus the 38 grams. Remember the canopy, the camera, and this holder. So, but this is really light too. I mean, because this is ABS. These are ABS sheets that I'm using. This is an ABS sheet. It's 1 millimeter thick. I could probably use a sheet that's lighter than that, probably 0.8 millimeter. That would be good. And I'm honestly satisfied. I'm not just marketing this, but I'm satisfied with this build. But now the build will look like this. Not like this, it will look like this. And it will have that space in the middle like that. I tested this, the Butterfly 75X, the Butterfly 75, and it flies really great. This will probably be the next video. But with this, I'm honestly satisfied. So there's only there's no prop wash after I sanded it down. It's just the batteries that sag really quick, and they're old. But I believe this is something that somebody will really enjoy. Props in view are very minimal, and the fact that these are clear gray props, when you're flying, it's like there's none. but I can't wait to try out a digital quad. I'm still contemplating getting the O4 Lite. Yeah, I really love the O3 unit. So, but what I would do is if people start supporting this and start buying these, I'm going to test them with the O4. And some of you might even test your O4 air units before me, but that's something I'm going to try and do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and think of canopy designs. You know, I want to think of very, very unique stuff, not something that is already in the market. I want to be unique, bring something new to the table. So I know those are not going to be easy, but they're going to be technical, but I'm going to think. I want them to be light. I want them to be made of like ABS. ABS is really light. It's light and it's strong, so I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, next on the agenda is going to be producing these. I'm going to be hand producing them and letting them out there in the market. But they're not going to be this particular design. It's going to be this smoother design. They will all look like that, like that, like that. So when I finally do the carbon fiber version of the WINGSUIT 75, then I'll be sharing what it looks like. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I would like to hear your comments, and yeah, also let me know if you might be up to you think you might be interested to get these. Then I think I'll be updating people on how to get them. Yeah, thank you and take care.